Oh, that just screams 1960s or 1970s. Okay, so quick background for clarity. I purchased this, obviously secondhand, late 2023. So the X-Pro3 was released, a long-awaited release. Or was it that long-awaited? It was only, I think, 2 or 3 years after the X-Pro2. The X-Pro3 was released late 2019. I purchased mine late 2023, so 4 years later. And I'd been doing a lot of research on the X-Pro series in general, and there was so much fascination around the X-Pro3 that it just hooked me in, and I started looking on Facebook Marketplace actually for one. Now, at the time that I was looking, I was unaware of the ribbon issue that many people, many X-Pro3 users around the world have. But I did stumble upon all of that information prior to actually picking up the camera from the person I bought it from in Sydney. So much so that it changed my opinion really late in the piece. And I actually messaged this person the night before I was due to pick it up on a Saturday morning out of courtesy and said, I'm having second thoughts. I don't know if I'm going to come down and purchase the camera. And we had a bit of back and forth. And it turns out that the person I bought it from knows someone at Fujifilm Australia. And this person who sold me the camera assured me that if and when you do have an issue with it, it will be replaced very, very promptly by Fujifilm at no cost. And I thought, you know what, I'm willing to take that risk, because if they're going to fix it straight away, and the camera that I purchased at the time was in mint condition, it's still in absolutely mint condition, no problems with it whatsoever. And I thought, it's a risk I'm willing to take. Many of you might listen to that and think, no way would I go down that path. But you know what? I just wanted to do it. I just wanted to have the experience of it. You can't buy them brand new. And I thought if I look after it, who knows, I might be one of the lucky ones. And so far I have been. Some of the advice I got from this person was if you want to really reduce the risk of tearing the ribbon, I'll show you what that means, of course. When you fold down the screen, the hidden screen, which I love, fold it down there. You can fold it all the way down if you want, but I won't. But this ribbon right here at the back, the one that allows the screen to fold down, he said to me, don't fold it any further than 90 degrees, how I have it here. And that it won't guarantee that you won't have any issues with it, but it'll certainly reduce the risk of it. And I think that's played out. I haven't had an issue with it since. But one of the reasons why I was willing to overlook that in the first place was that the reason why I was interested in the X-Pro3 more so than the X-Pro2 is that I loved the hidden screen feature, in that I'm not an exclusive chimper on the street looking at the back of the screen, but I do it from time to time. And I thought, if I've got a camera like this, or whenever I use that camera, I'll do it much less, because it'll just become a pain in the ass doing it. You can chimp on the X-Pro3 by folding the screen down and having a look. You can even chimp through the viewfinder, not as easy as doing it through the screen, but you can do that if you really want to. But the fact that I don't want to introduce the risk of breaking that ribbon, plus I don't want to chimp anyway. So the X-Pro3, more than my other two cameras, means that I just go out and just shoot almost like it's a film camera. It's not like a film camera, of course, but to me, being a digital shooter, it's as close as I'm going to get to film. I really enjoy coming home from a shoot with the X-Pro3, putting the card in the machine, and 99.9% of the time, I have no idea what the images are going to look like, whether they're sharp enough. You don't need ultimate sharpness, of course, but, you know, the stuff that I wanted in focus, is it in focus or close enough to being in focus? Or, you know, just did the images turn out the way that I perceived them to be when I was out there on the street? And that's exciting. It's not client work, so there's nothing really to lose. I mean, if I come back thinking I've got some bangers, and it turns out that I didn't, okay, well, you haven't really lost anything. It's disappointing, but it's not like I'm promising something to a client and it didn't work out. So that's a risk I was willing to take. So as I said, late 2019 release, a lot of hype around the world, a lot of stuff where people rave on about that ribbon. It is a real issue, so it is worth raving on. But as I said, I was willing to take a punt on it, and so far it's worked out for me. And I know that if and when something goes wrong with it, I can replace it. Now, some of the features of this camera. First of all, I'd like to say, and I've put down some notes here, I'd like to say that many people perceive it to be not a huge camera, but a fairly large size. It's not a large size at all, and I'll just read some of these specs for you. So I've made some comparisons against the X100-6, actually. So the X-Pro3 in dimensions is 141 by 83 by 46 millimetres. The body weighs 497 grams. Now, to give you some clarity or context, if you stick a 23mm f2 lens on it, which is a 35mm equivalent, the same type of focal length, or the same focal length that you'll get on an X100 camera, that 23mm f2 weighs 180 grams. So that total combination now is 677 grams, still very light. Comparing it to the X100-6, and this is for people that are considering getting an old X-Pro camera and don't know whether to save some money on that or get a new X100-6, although the X-Pros still go for a fairly hefty price. But the X100-6 is 128 by 75 by 55. It weighs 521 grams. So the X-Pro3 body with a 23mm f lens clicked into it is 677 grams, which is 156 grams heavier than an X100-6 or any X100 camera for that matter. So bugger all, 156 grams. So the size and weight is very, very comparable. The X-Pro3 is not a significantly larger and heavier camera than an X100. Ergonomics, I mean, I love the way that the X-Pro feels in the hand. It's a slightly larger body. I think that gives it more feel, more versatility in the way that it feels in your hand. It's a poor choice, a poor phrase. So the additional weight makes it feel more balanced. The thing I love about the X-Pro3 is that it already has a finger grip. It's not a large finger grip, but it has a finger grip on the front there and also on the back in the corner there. So I've never had a finger grip. I've got a thumb grip on it, as you can see there. I'll just turn this around for you. The thumb grip on the back there, I think that's mandatory for most people, certainly is for me, but I've never felt the need for a finger grip, a third-party finger grip to be screwed onto this camera. It feels beautiful in my hand. In fact, I own the X-T5 and the X100-6 as well. This is the one that fits better to me, ergonomically fits better to me than any other camera, closely followed by the X-T5. So reasonable size thumb grip. Grips are a part of the stock body, so the aftermarket grips are not necessary. So all of the above is subjected to the way you need a camera to feel in your hand and whether you feel the need to get aftermarket stuff. But there's plenty of aftermarket stuff available if you really need it. The X-Pro3, of course, has got the old 26.1 megapixel sensor. The X100-6 has got the 40. We all know that you don't need anything more than 26 for street or travel or anything you want to do really. But the 26 is more than capable. So everything, the experience that I get, the whole experience that I get with the X-Pro3 on the street outweighs how an X100-6 or an X-T5 feels with me out on the street. I was going to say in the hand again, I'm trying to avoid that. It's just magnificent. And listen to this. Listen to this shutter. Oh. That just screams 1960s or 1970s. It's just magnificent.